If you were a potential home buyer in the Seattle market, in essence, you were looking for a home to buy and you got out of the market because it was just far too competitive with those multiple offer situations, now could be the time for you to start paying attention to the market again. When we come back in 7 seconds, I'll tell you why. If you were a potential home buyer in the Seattle market recently and just gave up because of the competition and the ever increasing prices, now could be the time for you to get back into the market and start paying attention to what's going on, because the market is beginning to shift back into your favor as a buyer. Now, this is advice that I've been giving to my clients for the last month or 6, maybe even 8 weeks by now, because I saw this trend coming. And I would tell my clients, you're going to see headlines in the media that says we're seeing a softening in the Seattle home market. And now we're seeing those headlines. You're seeing headlines like this one here, where it says that the Redfin stock has the worst day in history as the CEO sounds an alarm about a cooling housing market. That was in the Seattle Times just last week. Also last week, the MLS released a press release. Homebuyers are encouraged, but still on edge, while sellers face a reality check. And I think the most compelling statement is in the very first paragraph, where it says right here, the days of multiple offers are days of the past. We're seeing very few multiple offers. I saw one last week on a property in Bellevue that's near Microsoft, but other than that, haven't seen many multiple offers lately. It's much more a rare occurrence. And that's why it becomes more favorable for you. What I mean by that is the market is shifting in the fact that there's more inventory on the market. What is on the market staying on the market longer, and because of that, we're seeing more price reductions. Now, by homes staying on the market longer, in essence, you have more time to do your due diligence to make sure that the home that you are buying is the right one for you, and you may not necessarily be in a multiple offer situation. It may be returning more to what we consider a normal market. And so here's the example that I can give you. This is a particular area in Bothell that I'm very familiar with, and I did a report from April 1st to May 30th of all the sold properties in that particular area. And in that time, the thing I want you to pay attention to is the combined days on market, because what was really common during that time and prior to that is combined days on market was a single-digit number. And when you look at this column here, all but one was a single-digit number, and the 11 days missed it by 2 days. So you're seeing ones, you're seeing twos, you're seeing threes, and that's what you were dealing with. That was basically the multiple offer situation, which gave you fatigue. Now, that exact same area, I get more recent statistics of that exact same area. I went from July 1st to today, August 13th. You see there's fewer homes sold, but of course it's fewer days in the search range, but on a per day ratio, there's about a 20% decrease in how fast the homes are moving. And look at the combined days on market. Double digits with the exception of 2. But those double digits are pretty substantial, 12, 14, 42, 26, and 30. Those are pretty substantial days on market. Now, even these statistics here, they're going to be a little bit delayed, because when it talks about combined days on market, it means from the day it went on market to it got into contract. Between going to contract and actually closing, becoming a sold property, which then hits this statistic, you're looking between 30 and 45 days. So even though I did a search from July 1st to August 13th, these transactions actually occurred about 30 days prior to that date range. So next month, we're going to see even more of this. The list may be longer, but you're going to see more double digits, because that's exactly what I'm seeing in the market. So my point to you is, if you were a home buyer in the Seattle area and got out of the market because you just had buyer fatigue, now is the time to get off the bench, get back on the sideline, and start paying attention. Get your pre-approval letters updated from your lender, contact your lender, get all that information updated, and be ready. And I'm not saying to buy a house in the next day or two or the next week or two, but start paying attention to the market, because the home that's right for you may be right around the corner, and you're not going to find it unless you're paying attention to this market. So put that buyer fatigue aside, get your pre-approval letter updated, start paying attention, because that home for you could be right around the corner. I'm Bob.Woolverton. I work for Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. On YouTube, I'm also known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. I hope you found value in today's video. I'll see you next time.